Hello, my Palm Springs lovers. Welcome back to Cat Eyes and Cacti. Welcome to another episode of Meet Me in Palm Springs. We are headed today, my dears, to the Moorten Botanical Garden, which is situated in southern Palm Springs, tucked up nicely against the Mesa neighborhood. Now, this place is quaint. It is steeped in that old school Palm Springs flavor. The place was established in 1938, so that'll give you an idea of how long it's been here. It is, by Palm Springs standards, ancient, since Palm Springs was a little itty bitty baby. And what this place is an arboretum of desert plants. So we've got plants, cacti, trees, just all nature of succulents and desert flora from around the world. They give you a nice little guide map when you walk in, and you'll see that the entire botanical garden is designed in a serpentine footpath. So it's a little maze-like, but it encourages you to meander and take in all the sides. But you can't get too comfortable. Can't get too comfortable because there's cacti everywhere. And of course you know me, I like to live life dangerously. So of course I would show up wearing shorts and tights. Perhaps I'm simply a masochist and I wanted to see just how long my tights would survive in the desert. But you know, I've been in the desert for several years. I know my way around, so I think we'll be okay. We'll walk out relatively unscathed. Maybe a few little tears because you know me. If you know me in any stretch from other social media that I have that you may follow me on, you know that I tend to wander as, what are we doing here? Wandering, and of course I have touchy tendencies, so I enjoy to touch things. So we'll see how many tears I walk out with. But the place is beautiful. It is quite small, very easy to handle in half an hour if you are simply trying to just go for a quick little stroll before you wait for dinner reservations, or if you're just waiting for anything else to occur, hotel reservations you may be waiting for, any of that. The place is painless. It doesn't require hours and hours of strolling. Now, unless you are someone like me who enjoys reading all of the placards and seeing all of the plants and touching everything, you can easily do this in half an hour if you'd like. Maybe even sooner if you're a power walker. But if you're a power walker, watch yourself because you're going to get bit. I'm focusing on this plant right now because it has some brutal sap, and I finally know the name of it. I've been to this place several times, but for some reason, the name of the plant never stuck. Stuck, how apropos. My dog has been victim to that sap many times, and it's to the point where I have to cut his fur off. It's awful, but I digress. Here are some views of what you are going to see. I took this opportunity, of course, to daydream a little bit. One day, I will have my quaint, beautiful, tacky, fabulous disco fortress. And who wants a moat? We are in a drought. We don't want to waste water, and stagnant water is just gross. So in my mind, the ideal situation was to somehow come up with a cactus moat. So we're shopping around. We're doing some aspirational window shopping for the future. Some of these look quite terrifying, don't they? They look like aliens, and maybe that's why I'm drawn to the desert so much. Well, one of the reasons why, just the plants out here, some of them almost, now perhaps this is me and my silly artist brain, but I feel as though some of the plants take on almost alien-like personalities. Look at this thing. This thing looked like it was giving me the face. Some kind of attitude, which I did not appreciate, but I mean, it's me. When do I not give other people the face and attitude? So birds of a feather, right? Anyway, it was darling. Maybe I will put a few of those in my future cactus moat. Oh, the ocotillo. These plants are so deceptive to me. When I first moved out here, they were all dead, or at least I thought they were dead. But in the springtime, they spring to life. Haha, cute, huh? No pun intended. And they are just atrociously scary, covered in spines. And then you have these beauties, these majestic beasts. I enjoy looking at these. So sculptural, just Unbelievably beautiful. I can never get tired of looking at giant agave. That tube-like structure, it is not a sandworm, contrary to what you might be thinking. It is a cactarium, which we will be venturing into a little bit later. But first, let us wander a bit more, because why not? Still no tears in my tights, mind you, still no tears in my tights. But here we go. Touch, touch, touch. What are you gonna do? I touch everything. Maybe it's annoying, but you know what? At least I always make time to hug my friends. And you know what? You should too. Hug your friends, people. Hug your friends. And if you don't have any, hug yourself. Except these. Although these would make great candidates for my future cactus mode. Look at this. Are they not fierce and terrifying? Can you imagine tossing someone out of my tower and then falling into this? I don't know, guys. The idea is stewing in my brain. Your desert spook is formulating plans. Look at this treachery. I love the desert, and I'm obsessed with the place, or I would not have moved here and I wouldn't have stayed here as long as I have. There's just something about it. It's beautiful and menacing. Look, in my brain, that's not cactus fruit. That is a heart. That is a victim's body part. Don't come into my disco tower uninvited, people, because that's what's going to happen to you. Just daydreaming and loving the monsters that I'm surrounded by. So, hey, join me. Let's have a Julie Andrews moment. Sound of music? Well, this is no meadow. This is no grassy field. These are danger plants. Danger plants, which I hold near and dear to my heart. This is my favorite section of the entire place. It's the volcanic area, because volcanoes, violent earth, nature, dinosaurs, primordial stews. I live for that. And they're just aesthetically pleasing. It's danger, it's aesthetics, it's everything I love rolled into one. I live for it. It's beautiful to look at while still being dangerous. And yet, look at this. You can still be soothed while still being afraid. Just soothed and a little bit scared. I live. The desert keeps me on my toes. One of my favorite plants. Now this truly looks otherworldly. These are totem pole cacti. And then that back there, don't know what those tall ones were. Someone down below will have to know, and let me know if you do. Desert beauty. How amazing is this xeriscape? I know that there are many out there who think the desert is a dry, disgusting, desolate place full of death. And yes, that is true, but it can also be deceptively lush. These plants, they are dry, but they're survivors. I love it. Boo! Compliments of your resident spook. So this is the cactarium, which is a greenhouse essentially for cacti. But of course, cacti don't require humidity. They don't need the fuss. They are not as high maintenance as other plants that require a greenhouse. The Moortens are very proud of that designation, of the title of this being called a cactarium. They coined the term. And this cactarium houses exotic, hard to find cacti. Not all of them, but a lot of them are more exotic. Look at this beast. Look at this serpentine crazy. It's scary. I'm telling you, the desert. You can lose yourself in your reveries all day long, as I do, but then one false step and whoo, regretting it. You are regretting it. There will be blood all over the floor, and it's just, you cannot get too cozy comfortable in the desert, because she's beautiful and she'll love you. But if you aren't careful, she will get you right together in an instant. Look at these cute little things. I would like to think they come alive at night. Do you see this? This is not a cactus. This is a low water succulent of some kind, but does it not remind you of something out of Jurassic Park? This as well. Oh, I love it. My little dino loving heart enjoys these plants so much. Low maintenance, dino paradise. I'm into it. Wiping my claws, I may or may not have dispatched of an annoying human being who I heard telling someone, "Oh, I bet she's taking photos for Instagram." Mind your business. Keep it moving. If I want to do the most, let me do the most. This plant understands doing the most as well. See, birds of a feather. What am I telling you? Birds of a feather, we flock together. And on the subject of doing the most, listen, anytime I see a throne, I'm going to take it. This has a little post-apocalyptic vibe to it. I see a pillar back there, a column. There's a Roman column. Love it. Oh yeah, we're going to do the most. I will assume position where I belong on my throne any chance I get. Columns. Ruins. I suppose this is where they're attempting to make a little ruined secret garden sort of a situation, which I appreciate. I enjoy exploring, as you all know. This is the residence of the Moortens that you are seeing here, and it has the name, they refer to it as the Cactus Castle, which is quite cute. Very old structure, of course, from the 30s, and it has the Mediterranean look to it. It was built and designed in the Mediterranean style that is prominent in Palm Springs and in the Mesa neighborhood in particular. You're going to see this Mediterranean style throughout Palm Springs. Part of its charm. You see it in other places in Southern California as well, Balboa Park in San Diego, but those are tales for another day. That plaque, one day I will jump that wire and see that plaque, or I can just ask the family. But today's not that day. We are indulging my wanderlust, staring at broken angel statue butts. I don't know, but here we are poking around as I tend to do. Cute little water feature. Don't know if they turn that on, but they use this event space for weddings and parties and all of that. They rent out the venue, so maybe it does turn on. I don't know. I would imagine so, because nobody wants stagnant water and mosquitoes, yeah? No. I am the only bloodsucker in Palm Springs. At least I'm the only one welcome here, right? I'm the only one that can tolerate the heat, and I'm the only one who minds my business. I don't spend all of my time. I don't spend most of my time terrorizing the locals. In fact, I do a whole lot of this. I keep to myself. I'll say hi to you. I will say hi to you if you're nice to me. Lovely views of the house, and of course, sneaking around. It is a beautiful little place. It's not a large, fancy botanical garden, so keep your expectations in check, but everything in the desert has a little bit of a scrappy edge to it, and this is no exception, but that's part of the desert charm. If you're looking for an escapist fantasy, this will help you with that. Especially if you are like me and you seek out opportunities to venture out into places where there will be very few people. Case in point, on the day that I visited, cold, few people, so here I am pretending I'm living my desert vampire fantasy with some pet dinosaurs and my cactus moat, just enjoying my lawn of my future disco fortress. Oh, mommy. Or me, perhaps that's my true form, I don't know. So we are coming to the end of our trip to Moorten Botanical Garden. It is a sweet little place. Again, for just a few bucks, you can come take in a bit of Palm Springs history. They have this amazing wall, which of course I had to touch. It is, as you can see from the sign, part of the first hotel, the first Palm Springs hotel. So this place is steeped in history. You will find the elders of the Moorten clan wandering around, and they are very sweet. They will talk to you, and that includes the tortoises, whatever it is. They're around and you will see them lumbering about. Although it is winter, so they are hibernating. You can come grab a coffee at a local coffee shop, wander around, say hi to the birds, say hi to the tortoise, take a look at all the cactus. Try not to get poked. But I mean, if you're at a cactus garden, you kind of have to get a little poked. That's part of the fun. Shop their nursery. They have a lovely little nursery where, of course, everything that they propagate, they grow on property. Say hi to the dinosaurs. And they also have an aviary of dinosaurs. You all, I want you to take a look at this bird. It is me in bird form. Look at the interaction with the white one. Look at that. Ew, why are you near me? Bird, I understand. And with that, we come to the end of another episode of Meet Me in Palm Springs. I dedicate this one to Huell Hauser. If you follow me on social media, I've been teasing this series for months now. Huell Hauser holds such a special place in my heart. He is the patron saint of road trippers and wanderlusters everywhere. He lived in Palm Springs. He dedicated an entire series to Palm Springs, and I was an odd child who spent more time watching Huell Hauser than anything else on television. That child is now an adult, and I'm still continuing in those footsteps, and in a way I'm following Huell Hauser's footsteps as well. A little dirty footsteps, and hey, a few nicks in my stockings, but that's part of the fun. Thank you for joining me, my lovers, and I will see you in the next one. Meet me in Palm Springs.